My dear friends, welcome back to the Beyond the Horizon astronomical lessons. Today, we are presenting you with the fifth part of the lesson that contains the continued part of the astronomical history. In the third lesson, we have presented you the ancient Babylonians' history of the astronomy. In between, in the fourth episode, we have just bypassed it and then given you about the celestial coordinates, because very, very important it is, celestial coordinates. For any man who practices the sky watching and to know about the location of the celestial object in the sky, it is most important to know about the coordinates. That's why in between we have given you about the coordinates. Because some of the people, those who are interested in the astronomy, may be wanting to watch the sky during the clear nights. Sometimes they were interested, so we don't want to disturb them. That's why in between we have given about the celestial coordinate a lesson to you. Now again we are coming to the historical portion. After Babylonians, the observational data collected by the Babylonians are actually used by the Egyptians and Greeks. So we are presenting you the important astronomers of the Greek origin. Among them, the number one man is the most important astronomer of the Greek origin is Thales. And second comes Anaximander, and then Anaxagoras, and then Eudoxus of Cnidus, and then comes to Aristotle and Aristarchus. The five people we are presenting you in this episode. The balance, another four are there. The history of those people will be giving in the next episode. So please enjoy the lessons and don't hesitate to put any questions in the comment box so that we can reply to them properly and clear off your doubts. That's what we want. Learning is not a single channel process. Your feedback is very important. Then only we can rectify the content. If at all anything is forgotten, we have to add the content which may you require for the further studies. So, thank you. In this part of the Beyond the Horizon, part 5, we are presenting you about the ancient Greek astronomers. Among that, the man lived BC 623 to 545 called Thales. From earliest sky observers, the ancient Greeks taken over the left observational data from Babylonians during the first millennium BC. Thales of Miletus, hence called the founder of the Greek astronomy. He taught Egyptians to measure the height of the pyramids from shadows of pyramids. He told them that the stars shone by their own light, but the moon received light from the sun, and earth is spherical. But he mainly remembered in connection with the prediction of a solar eclipse, which put an end to a war between the Medes and Lydians. This eclipse occurred probably in September 10th of BC 610. Greek used the cycles invented by the Babylonians to predict the eclipses. Now, the second astronomer of Greek's origin was Anaximander, who lived BC 610 and 546 between. The most commanding figure he was among the pre-Socratic era, who broke the use of mythology and used natural philosophy, engaged in mathematics and science, and deductive reasoning, was Anaximander. He explained all nature based on single ultimate substance was water. He thought that the earth subtended on water. He calculated the height of the pyramids using mathematics, predicted weather, eclipses, timing of solstices, and equinoxes. Babylonians were the ancient civilization's mathematically advanced people, and hence Thales and Anaximander visited Babylonia. According to the historian Roger L. Cook, Greek learned mathematics in sexagesimal system found by the Babylonians. Anaximander learned to make gnomon and introduced it to the Greeks and practiced dividing the 12 day into 12 parts. Gnomon is the time finding device using the sun. Greeks believed that the muses are the godly and divine creatures who carries planets and moves it on the celestial sphere. Anaximander lived in Miletus, the city of Ionia, that is in modern Turkey. Learned under Thales. His pupils were Anaximenes and Pythagoras. There is no such details of his works and lives are known. Fragments of his works are known through later Greek astronomers. He was the first proponent of science and tried to explain different aspects of the universe. He claimed that the nature is ruled by laws. Astronomy is the mechanics of celestial bodies in relation to Earth. His knowledge of geometry allowed him to introduce gnomon to Greeks. He was the first man to prepare a map of world. Some scholars believed that there is a gap between existing mythical beliefs and a new rational thinking during the archaic period in Greek city of states. But if we carefully follow the course of an Anaximander's ideas, we will notice there was not a sudden breakup. The basic elements of nature, water, air, fire, made up of the universe represent the primordial forces imagined by the earlier thinkers. Then comes Anaxagoras, lived in Greek between 500 and 428 BC. Anaxagoras was a pre-Socratic philosopher born in Clazomene under control of Persian Empire. He introduced a cosmic mind and a scientific account of natural phenomena, including idea of panspermia. Panspermia means life exists throughout the universe.
It was his idea. He deduced correct explanation of eclipses and described sun as a fiery mass and attempted to explain rainbows and meteorites. His observation of celestial bodies and fall of meteorites led him form new theories of universal order and the prediction of impact of meteorites. He was notorious for his scientific theories, including the claim that the sun is a mass of red hot metal and the moon is earthy. Stars are fiery stones. He thought that the earth was flat and floated, supported by strong air under it. The disturbance of air under it sometimes caused earthquakes. The Greek philosophers of those ancient days used their detective acumen to inquire into the secret of the universe and gradually used empirical methods to define the universe. Another famous Greek astronomer was Eudoxus of Cnidus. He was living between BC 390 and 340. He was a mathematician, a lawmaker, and a doctor. He was a student of Plato. All his original work has lost, but some was preserved in later astronomer Hipparchus' commentaries. Ancient Greek astronomy was a branch of mathematics, and astronomers created geometrical model that would imitate appearance of celestial motions. Some of the Eudoxus texts surmised as under disappearance of sun, possibly because of eclipse, speed on planetary motions. His teacher posed the question to Greek astronomers by the assumption of what uniform and orderly motions can be apparent of the planets be accounted for. Plato, his teacher, proposed that seemingly chaotic wandering motion of the planets could be explained by combination of uniform circular motion centered on spherical Earth. 5 known planets have chaotic wandering motions, as we are told earlier. They're called the retrograde motions of planets. Word planet meanings is wanderer. Another very important astronomer was Aristotle, who lived between 384 and 322 BC. He was not only an astronomer, he was also a great philosopher of that time. His writings cover a broad range of subjects like natural science, philosophy, linguistics, economics, politics, psychology and biology and ethics, etc. He was the tutor of Alexander the Great. He established a school in Athens called Lyceum. Born in city of Stagira in northern Greece, joined in Plato's academy at the age of 17. Aristotelian tradition prepared the groundwork for development of modern science. In astronomy, he believed in geocentrical model of universe. That means the earth is the center of the universe and all other celestial objects are rotating around the earth, and opposed to the Aristarchus' famous heliocentric model. It was a very big mistake. For near about another 1500 years, this wrong notion of Aristotle was existed in the Europe. It caused the progress of original astronomy afterwards. He was observing lunar eclipse, declared that the earth is spherical. He reasoned that at the time of eclipse, shadow of earth falls on moon is always spherical. Aristotle refuted the Democritus' claim that the Milky Way was made up of those stars which are shaded by the earth from sun's rays. He wrote a description of great comet appeared in BC 371. You may be knowing about the comets. What is comet? Comets are the relic items in the solar system. When the solar system was born, normally you might have heard about the Halley's comet, which used to come every 75 years period. So, during BC 371, actually the people or those times feared about the comet because they thought that comets are danger and they are bringing great danger for the earth. Aristarchus of Samos, he was the first real Greek scientist. He was a great scientist also, known to have presented a heliocentric model of universe that suggested sun at the center of the universe and earth revolving around it once a year, rotating its axis once a day. He observed summer solstice of 280 BC, used sundial to find out the time. Like Anaxagoras before him, suspected stars were just another bodies like sun, but further away from the earth. His ideas were rejected in favor of geocentric model of Aristotle and later astronomers. He estimated size of the sun and moon compared to the earth and distance to the sun and moon from the earth. He was the great of astronomers of antiquity along with Hipparchus. He says that the universe is the name given by the most astronomers to the sphere, the center of which is the center of earth. This is a common account from most of astronomers. But in book called his Sander Corner, Aristarchus brought out certain hypotheses where it appears as a consequence of the assumptions made that the universe is many times greater than the universe as mentioned. His hypotheses are that the fixed stars and the sun remained unmoved, that the earth revolves around the sun on the circumference of a circle of which sun lying in the middle of the orbit and the sphere of fixed stars. Friends, we have presented you the fifth part of the Beyond the Horizon by presenting ancient Greece astronomers. They were, we have seen, Thales, Anaximander, Anaxagoras, Eudoxus, Aristotle and Aristarchus. And now another 4 or 5 astronomers are also there in the Greek tradition. They are Hipparchus, Eratosthenes, Ptolemy the Great, and then Hypatia. We will be presenting you the balance of the astronomers in the next episode. We request you to see this episode 5 fully, and then if at all any comments or questions are there from your side, please don't hesitate to put in the comment box. We will be replying it to you. Thank you.